Why do you keep doing it?
Here we go.
Yeah, Nick, the light is very harsh in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's harsh in my mellow.
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to say?
Oh,
Hello.
This is the Finding Neutral podcast. I'm Aaron.
I'm Travis.
I'm Nick.
And here we are in the beautiful Franklin, North Carolina, with the mountains behind us. And today, we're wanting to talk about our trip that we've taken over the last few days and our time here. What we liked, what we don't like, what we enjoyed, what we experienced, etc.
Yeah, I think so. What did you experience, Nick?
I almost died.
Why? Why did you do that?
It wasn't per choice. It was per
was
wildlife.
it the Clibbins?
No, it was not the Clibbins.
That was Clibbins?
I lost Barb.
That was
Barb is with the Lord now.
That was Black Bear Clibbins.
Yeah. So I was cranking the hog down the Tail of the Dragon, the most legendary motorcycle road in North America.
Now, is that Tail or Tale?
Well, let me tell you the tale.
That would be Tell.
Let me tell you the
It's
experience of my
T-A-L.
Tail of the Dragon story.
Are you telling the tale of the tail?
Yes.
Okay.
Also known as Deal's Gap.
Also known as the hill.
Well, I was just...
129.
Yeah. Very true. I was just minding my own business, going slow, making sure to clog up all the traffic behind me. And a black bear, roughly the size of a Weimaraner, ran across the highway. And I almost shit myself. But I managed to survive. And of course, you both were recording.
I wasn't recording.
Oh, well, Travis was, and I was not. So you'll never see how close I was to death, but it was so good the two people behind you and I pulled off. I would say it was at least 5 minutes afterwards. They pulled off to make a comment. So it must have been close.
How you described the bear's size as a Weimaraner. How many pizzas is that?
Well, it depends if we're stacking pizzas, because I would say if we're talking about like an 18 by 18 pizza box that's approximately 1.5 inches thick, I would say it would be roughly between 10 and 12.
That's pretty small.
Well, it wasn't a full-grown black bear, and you know black bears aren't huge creatures.
If you had to give its weight in gremlin bells, how many gremlin bells?
I would say the bear was probably at least 100 kilograms.
Are we talking like half a barb?
Half of an average barb, yes.
Yeah, okay. That puts it in
I
perspective.
view an average barb to be about 400 lbs.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective.
Okay.
We're there. I got it. So yeah, you almost clipped a bear.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
What'd you name it?
Well, I'll have to come back to that one. I'll contemplate it and I'll report back.
Anything interesting happening for you so far on this trip, Travis?
I watched you unalive a squirrel.
I did unalive a squirrel on accident today. Oh,
Was it an accident?
he had it coming. He did.
I mean, he ran right into it.
I didn't hit him. He hit me.
Yeah.
That's how it always happens.
And he suffered the consequences.
He did. He tumbled right past me.
I looked in my mirror and I did see him helicoptering down the road.
He was.
He was.
I saw him just
Yeah.
spinning away. Just
Yeah.
flying.
He was
Poor
still
little guy.
spinning by the time I went past.
Like, no joke, I do actually feel bad.
I don't know.
I know it's just a squirrel, but like I still feel bad.
We didn't stop to assess his fate.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain. I mean, just think about it. If a vehicle 100 times your size smacks you going 50 miles an hour,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're dead.
Yeah, he's probably not faring too well. And I will say, on all the roads we went on today, there was a lot of squirrel carcasses.
There were. It
on
must
the
be.
road.
Well, it's that time of year where they're gathering up all their
It's
stuff for
mating
winter.
season.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. So
Because he had something in his mouth. Because I'm sure that's what he's doing. He was gathering up for winter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now he's just going to have a huge stash of food that no one knows about. It's somewhere hidden in the woods back there on LJ.
Yep.
Well, now, there also was a turtle in the roadway that we did not hit.
That was a cute little guy.
I know.
He was a cutie.
He was pretty thick, though.
And I hope he fared well.
I hope he
Yeah.
made it off the roadway.
Yeah. He's out there sunning, just enjoying life. And here we come, zooming by on motorcycles like some hooligans.
Mm.
We're
Yes,
inconsiderate.
we are hooligans.
But it was the Tesla in front of us that scared him, not us.
I mean, I'm scared of Teslas too.
I've heard that they're not very good at recognizing motorcycles.
They're very good at spontaneously combusting.
That, too.
That's why you should be scared of them.
Even when they're parked.
That's
Can't
when
even, can't even park them in a garage anymore.
a pile of junk.
I was going to say, I think I got a notice on one of my cars that it could spontaneously combust. And they said they didn't have the parts to fix it. And I want to say that was at least 3 years ago.
That checks out.
Well, you do have one of those partially electric thingies.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, I don't understand how a car can spontaneously combust from a coolant pump. Because
do.
that
Because
has
the
coolant
coolant pump
going through it.
is electric.
But coolant
And it's probably
is a fluid.
AC voltage electric. So it has a giant power inverter with a big battery.
Well, 12 volt.
Is it hybrid?
All of the...
The coolant pump probably is 12 volt.
Not a lot of the hybrids run the coolant pump on
Well,
the AC.
It has
the only thing with enough
yeah,
power.
it has 2 coolant pumps, but from what I recall, this notice that I got, my friend that has one that's not a hybrid, he got the same notice. So I would think it's not hybrid exclusive.
Yeah, it's probably fuel related.
No, it's coolant.
Oh.
It's not fluid, not fuel, to be clear. But anyway,
Probably the motor burning up. And then probably lighting some
Some wires on fire.
wiring and then probably like insulation or something.
Wait, if there's electric
Smoldering.
vehicles because they run on electricity, and they say like gas vehicles are powered by gas, and then hybrid vehicles are gas and electric. All gas vehicles have an electrical system, so are all gas vehicles hybrids?
but if a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
None, because a woodchuck can't chuck wood.
Okay.
So then no.
Guess that answers that.
A greater question would be, is a steam-powered vehicle always on fire?
Yes.
No, there could be a point where the fire goes out, but you still have steam.
But what does that have to do with the reason why we're in the mountains today?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Why did you come to the mountains, Nicholas?
Because you guys said, let's go to the mountains. So I said, okay, let's go to the mountains.
Well, Travis didn't say let's go to the mountains.
I think it was Jessica that said, let's go to the mountains.
Yeah, Jessica's an influencer,
She is.
a micro influencer.
Some say she's a woman who rides. Others say, I'm not sure what else. I'm trying to build up this like mystique. One day she may show up on the camera, but you'll never know.
She's just a figment of our imagination.
So, what? We've been here 3 days,
Correct?
and we've done approximately between 550 and 600 miles of
I'd say we're over 600 at this point, but
the
yeah.
finest motorcycling, arguably, that can be had.
I will say in my experience, the Smoky Mountains is the best roads in the entire country. And I would even put it on, I'm betting that they're the best roads in the entire world. And I know that there's like some of those like European ones. What's the one there?
Like in Switzerland.
Switzerland, and but you can't speed there because it's like $5,000 fines. What's the one?
That one super windy road that goes up like the whole mountainside.
Yeah, I think it's in Italy.
Yeah, I think it is.
I can't remember, but anyways, that road is super famous. But that's the only road in the whole area, and it's only like 20 miles long. Like it's not even like a long road. And I'm sure there's some like pretty good other roads, but they're isolated, and that's the only road in the whole area to ride. You come to the Smoky Mountains, and it's thousands of miles of pavement in any direction, and they're all incredible.
There's all the varieties too. You want big, huge sweepers. There's that. You want tight, technical goat roads. There's that. You want, nice, clean, easy, relatively straight-ish kind of roads. Like there's plenty of those around too. There's every type of road around, and the pavement's amazing down here. I don't know that there's any better pavement anywhere.
Yeah, the aggregate they
good.
use has seashell in it, so the roads sparkle, and
Literally.
they grip unbelievably well, and they actually have really good rain grip too. And I'll agree that, or I'll admit that some roads down here are better than others. Like I do have preferences, but
Well, some are crumbly.
and
to be
some
clear.
some are in disrepair because not every road down here gets maintenance as much as others.
A lot of the roads we ride on are
Really old.
really old back roads. Like the road's intention is not to be what we use it for. It is,
It's access to
from
the
a
mountain.
bygone era.
Yeah.
It was access to a mine in the 20s or something.
And like they didn't, unlike out west, they didn't have the capability to blast through the mountain and straighten the road out. So they had to use the features of the mountain to go around and over it. So the entire time in the Smokies, you constantly wind around everything. You find that you run a lot of creeks, beside creeks a lot. Like I said, they just didn't have the ability when they built all this to blast straight through.
Yep.
So there's just roads in every direction. We're staying in Franklin, which I consider to be the center of it all. You can basically go any direction from Franklin, and it's great. Where if you stay up near the touristy parts, you're mostly up in like the northwest quadrant, and if you're up there, you can kind of only go in one direction to get to the other roads. But regardless of where you stay, it doesn't really matter because there's a million good roads every direction, everywhere you go, and we keep finding new ones every time we come. I've been coming here for close to 15 years. Still, every visit, find something new, find new roads, or at least spot new roads that I want to try next time, at the very least.
Yep.
So I love it down here.
There's also lots of alternate riding types too. There's plenty of dirt, gravel roads, Forest Service roads, adventure style riding. You can do camping if you're big into the camping thing. You can do moto camping, or if you're just a regular camper kind of guy. There's tons of camping around here.
Oh yeah. So Nick, this is your second visit,
Second adventure to the mountains.
and what's your thoughts now that you've been down here twice?
It's good.
Just good.
How does it compare to Kentucky, what we usually do?
Well, I would say that the pavement quality is improved. That's for sure. I feel like The difference is there are a lot more roads that would fit the desire of the average motorcycle rider that's into sport riding. Whereas with Kentucky, they're not all suitable. Here, there are many more. And it seems like you can connect them in any way, shape, or form. Whereas with Kentucky, it's like you go down there and then you have your route in, you do your activities, then your route out, and there's really no other place to go.
It's hard to deviate from like the main roads in Kentucky.
Yes.
There's just like only so many roads that are decent. Then I don't know, like with Kentucky, since there aren't as many roads, and I feel like the roads were built there to access like private lands. So like you'll get on some, or you'll try to find like little tiny single lane roads and stuff, and all they really do is just go up to someone's house. Where here you can find little tiny crazy paths and roads and stuff, and they just kind of go to all kinds of crazy places.
A lot of them go nowhere. There's like you're driving down this road and you're like, why does this road exist? There's nothing on it. It's just woods.
Yep.
And scenery, and you just keep going, and then it dumps right back down onto a main road, and you're like, this road serves no purpose. I just got on it down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does make you question, like, because I mean, to build roads costs a lot of money. It's like millions and millions of dollars per mile. And I imagine building roads specifically on mountains is a difficult task. So why did they just build a road that doesn't service anything? Like it just kind of like passes through or passes up and over a mountain, and you're like, but why? The main road goes around the mountain because it's easier.
Build a road and they will come.
I guess. Except
And then they built houses.
the roads are from like 70 years ago,
Yeah.
and no one built anything. It's crazy.
My guess is they're from the old road network.
Old
That
road
was
network and logging.
Pre-main roads. So, those were the main roads. Those were the only roads. And then, yeah, they probably stemmed from, a lot of them were built for logging. A lot of them were built for mining.
Well, what about large influx of money from the Tennessee Valley Authority?
TVA.
Yeah.
That's only on the Tennessee side,
That's only on the Tennessee side.
which is only like a couple of roads.
Yeah.
The Cherahalla,
that's
the Tail of
modern.
Dragon, that's all modern
Yeah,
stuff.
that's modern stuff, too. TVA stuff. TVA money.
Well, modern as in what? That was a Depression era program from FDR.
Yeah, but some of the big roads you see in Tennessee for that stuff are newer roads. They do have some
Well, but I think that kind of
backroads
got
to that.
investment into this area for sure. Just think about all the people that moved here that had to have a place to live.
Knoxville, Sevierville, Gatlinburg, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that benefiting from it, but like where we are on the North Carolina side, there really isn't any sort of the Blue Ridge. I'd say the Blue Ridge is the thing that has. I don't even want to know how much money is invested in that. It must have cost a fortune to build the Blue Ridge, and it runs all the way from Virginia, all the way down to. It terminates in Cherokee. That's where it terminates.
It
Can't
goes
remember.
further than that, doesn't it?
I don't remember. I thought it terminated in Cherokee, but it goes all the way up to Virginia.
Yeah.
It's I forget how long it is, but it's pretty decent length. It might be 100 miles.
It seems interesting that it made more sense to build the road on the top of the mountain than in the valley of the mountain. Not that there's not roads in the valley.
The Blue Ridge is federally funded and federally patrolled, and the Blue Ridge was built as a tourist destination.
So that was its original purpose for tourism.
Is for tourism. That's why it has all the scenic overlooks and all that stuff. And there's even like bathrooms. There's hiking places. It was built as a tourism driver. So that's the purpose of the Blue Ridge.
There are a lot of overlooks. I mean, I don't remember. It's like every minute you go past one.
Yeah. And I don't know what came. I bet you the Cherahalla came after the Blue Ridge. I would bet.
It appears much more modern with the way that it's built. Like when you go down the Blue Ridge, you can tell that they just followed the contour of the mountain because no corner is the same and no corner is like
And the Cherahalla has those modern bridges.
equal. There's modern bridges in the Cherahalla. All the curves are like they seem engineered. You know, like the entrance and exit of the corner is very symmetrical all the way around. It's a nice, clean, smooth transition. It definitely seems more engineered.
I would
built
bet
later.
the Cherahalla is Tennessee's attempt at emulating the Blue Ridge.
The cherry cola.
Well, and I think it wasn't strictly a tourism piece. It was designed to connect that side of Tennessee to
Robbinsville.
and all that probably for work. I bet there was probably a lot of like transportation of goods, you know, like logging or something of that nature. So I bet it served a purpose.
It is hard to
similar
access.
that.
It is hard to access Robbinsville
'Cause
if
there's
you're in a big truck.
There's no other way
28
to get between those two easily.
That's why they made 28 a 4-lane.
But
down in that
28
section.
probably didn't exist when that was built, or it wasn't a 4-lane.
Yeah,
at the
it
very
wasn't
least.
a 4-lane. It was not a 4-lane. It was
It was just a back
old
road.
school back road, and then they built it up as a 4-lane for access to Robbinsville.
And the main drag of the Cherahalla, I mean, you could run a semi truck down that. It's so clean and easy.
Yep.
Now the ends are a bit sketchy.
Yeah, they don't
when they get
allow
back down
like
into the road.
Cherahalla is a road that they don't allow commercial traffic on it. I don't believe.
Not anymore. No.
But yeah, and then I noticed new signs on Deals Gap and kind of in a few other places. It said no trailers over 30 foot.
Yep.
I hadn't seen those signs before, even though they had banned tractor trailer traffic on Deals Gap many years ago. I've ridden the road when there was tractor trailers allowed.
Yep.
And that was the sketchiest thing ever. And I swear truck drivers used to come through that road just to put like a notch on their belt and be like, oh, I'm badass. I drove my truck through the tail of the dragon. The switchbacks on it are so tight that like 3 parts of the truck are touching grass trying to get through there. They take up all of the road, all the lanes, all the shoulder, everything when they try to go through a switchback. And if you could imagine, and back then when they allowed trucks, the speed limit on the road was 55. So if you could imagine a guy on a sport bike hustling into a blind switchback and then here comes a truck.
Yep.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. Like, it was crazy. I came in behind some trucks that were pretty much stuck. And when they were stuck in the switchback, I'd flip a U and go back down the hill. And I was like, screw this, man. Like, this is stupid.
Because they'll be stuck there until they get help or somebody comes down there and
they'd have to call tow trucks out and stuff to try to help dig them out and everything. The road's just too tight for semi trucks. But they still have to. They'll close the road time to time to bring equipment through there. Well, I mean, obviously you have to bring equipment through sometimes. Like you have to do road repairs, you have to do whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember one time they had the road closed while I was here momentarily. They shut it down momentarily for probably like 2 hours. They closed it down. And it was right when I'd pulled up to the store from 28 and the road was closed. I was like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, oh, they're bringing equipment down. So I just turned around and went back down 28. Like, screw that. I ain't waiting on it. So, I mean, I've seen stuff like that. But overall, since they've closed it down, and I like the no trailers longer than 30 foot, but I almost wish they'd shorten it to make sure that knuckleheads with campers can't come through it.
Yeah, big, huge campers, because they're still going to be a problem. And the bigger issue is, like, the semi-truck guy, he at least knows he's dragging a giant trailer and, like, knows that
technically speaking,
ridiculous.
he should be a professional. So, like,
Yeah.
he should know what he's doing and what
But
he's capable of.
Jimbo, in his Ford F-150 with his 35-foot twin slide double axle camper.
Now, Jimbo drives a Silver Rudy.
No, he's definitely an F-150 guy.
Nope.
100% he's an EcoBoost guy.
Yeah.
Lightning.
way too big of a trailer for an F-150, but he thinks he can pull it because he's got a turbo.
And that EcoBoost tow capacity says it's 10.5, so he can tow 10.5.
Yeah, so his trailer's 9 empty.
Because chassis and brakes don't matter at all, I guess, especially on mountain roads.
You
Yeah,
truck whores, I swear.
I bet those signs went up because there was after 40 was closed for a while for the hurricane and all that.
Yeah, I forgot
They
about
let
that. That's a good
trucks
point.
through for a little bit. I bet they put signs up as reminders that, hey, it is closed for this now. That's no longer a thing. You should be going down I-40. And
Yep. And hell, as somebody who tows trailers often, I don't want to go through there.
No,
with
that
a
would be
trailer.
awful.
That'd be terrible. Like, that is way too tight of a road to drag a trailer down.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to worry about all the tree foliage and everything hitting on your trailer and everything. Like, it'd just be not good. Well, what else have we experienced on this trip? Oh, gas station tour.
That's right.
Oh,
Lots of
yeah.
gas stationing.
Yeah. So, what was specific about it? We ate at Cafe Rel, and we ate at the Local, which were both restaurants,
Attached to gas stations.
or they were gas stations attached to restaurants.
Up for debate and discussion.
Both pretty good.
Actually, pretty
Pretty good.
Yeah, the Cafe Rel is here in Franklin, North Carolina. It is
Supposedly the best restaurant in the whole town.
yeah, it's the best rated restaurant in the whole time. It just happens to be attached to a gas station, and it's very attached to the gas station. It has a door that goes between them. I think they
Two
share,
doors.
I think they share restrooms.
They do. Somebody went to the door of the restrooms and I saw the beer cave.
It was a French Italian place that served tacos as well, I think.
Yeah, they had some other common affair, I guess, in case you weren't real big into the French food. It was very good, though. The
It
chicken I
it
had was really good.
But it wasn't like true French though, because I had linguine.
What you call me?
Yeah. But then we ate at the Local. You know,
Which that was I would say that was more gas station attached to restaurant, because it was the same set of doors and you just looked over there and there was like one cashier and then just like the wall of refrigerators.
the gas station's small compared to how big the restaurant was, and you can tell like the restaurant is the main focus of things.
Yes.
And actually, it's I considered a pretty nice joint, and it had a real nice outdoor seating area.
And we ate food and it was good.
The food was good.
Yep.
It's located in Cashier. I gotta say it right. Cashiers, North Carolina.
No, I don't think it is. I thought it started with a different letter.
Cashiers.
That would start with a G.
Well, it's not in downtown Cashiers. It's like just outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to get my directions straight. I think just north of it on 107. Like literally, like if we would have gone, I bet it's not even 5 miles down the road, and there's Cashiers.
Yeah, it was a couple miles north of 281, which is where we were going
South
down.
south of 281.
Is it south?
Yeah, it's south of 281. We had to go back north to get to
To
281.
get to 281. Oh, okay.
And then we went south on 281,
Yeah.
but it's more like west than north. That's the thing about mountain roads. Because the sign says south doesn't mean you're going to be actually heading south. You just have to take it with a grain of salt. You're going to end up being south-ish of where you are. You'll be way west of where you are, but you'll be kind of south-ish of where you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, the directions don't mean anything, and it's very easy to get turned around.
Absolutely. Very easy to get turned around. So I always like to instruct people coming here to pull out a map and familiarize yourself with the major towns.
In fact, bring a paper map with you, because there is like zero cell phone service
That is correct.
around here.
Yep. Very much so.
So you will not have cell phone service when you need it, and your Apple Maps, whatever, CarPlay, Doomajigger, like none of that will work at the time of need. So
Carp ride.
have a backup paper map that at least you can drive till you find a sign that tells you something, and then you can find it on the map.
And that's why I like to familiarize myself with the town locations. Because, like, if I'm driving and I get lost and I just keep driving until I come into a town, once I know where that town is, I'm like, oh, okay, now I got all my bearings. I know where everything's at. And pay attention to your north, south, east, west, because then you'll know, like, well, if I'm in Franklin and I want to go to the Tail of the Dragon, I know I need to go northwest of where I'm at.
Yep.
So I can just take roads that say north and say west until I get there, basically. And it's same thing, like if I want to go to Suchess, Georgia, I know that that's southwest of Franklin. Clayton, Georgia's southeast of Franklin. So I know where the major towns are, and that's kind of how I'll navigate through here, because it gets very confusing, especially your first time. Your first time, it's so overwhelming when you come here. You get so turned around.
Yep.
The roads are so curvy. You have no idea what direction you're heading in.
You have no idea. No clue at all. You're just like, yeah, I'm here. I have no idea where here is.
That's why you come with people that know better than you.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a good thing too, is if you can find somebody who's been and understands it and knows it, because you can just kind of follow them and let them lead, and maybe ask them about where you're at, and they can kind of explain it.
Yeah, you can also find some of the roads that way. Have people that know the roads show them to you, because you can end up only going down a couple of roads just because those are the only roads that you maybe even know. You know, a lot of roads around here have, popular unofficial names.
Yeah.
And so you may only run a couple of those roads and not even see some of the really good ones.
And that's another thing too. Like, I don't know who started all the goofy naming the roads crap. But I mean, it's obviously part of the tourism and what drives the tourism. They're almost like attractions, and you can go to the Tail of the Dragon is the most famous one.
Yep.
But then there's like 209, the Rattler, the Moonshiner 28. Cherahalla Skyway is officially the name of that road.
Blue Ridge Parkway.
But it's actually 143 in North Carolina and 165 in Tennessee. Blue Ridge Parkway is the name of that road, so that one does actually make sense. They got stupid things like the Devil's Triangle, and there's all kinds of just like stupidity.
Tell us about the road you and Travis named.
Oh, that was the Devil's Butthole, and that's in Tennessee.
Yep. We should apply for that on Google Maps.
We should. The reason I say kind of forget all that stuff is it doesn't make doing directions easy, because no official map has those names on the map.
Yeah.
They all say like 129, 28, 165, 107, they say those kind of things. They don't say, whatever, the back elbow of the dragon or something, the dragon's weenus or whatever.
Yeah, back plate of the dragon.
If you're talking to a local, you go into some gas station somewhere and you're like, hey, I'm lost. I'm, looking for this. They're probably going to know the road numbers better than they're going to know a name.
I've actually found that a lot of the locals, working at gas stations don't necessarily know where we go, because they stick to the main fare. Like, they're just normal people driving normal cars. They don't go through all these crazy twisty roads. They stick to the normal.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Access
like
roads. So if you say a town name and a road, like a road number, they'll be able to help you out.
Yeah.
But if you say like, I'm trying to get to
the Devil's Butthole,
they'll be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. But if you tell them like, oh, I'm looking for 209.
Yeah, I'm looking to go to Hot Springs. How do I get to Hot Springs? And boom, the 209 is the road to Hot Springs.
Yep.
That really helps with if you get lost down here. I also can weed out who's a noob down here and who's experienced down here based on them using those terms.
Yeah.
But I have found myself using the Tail of the Dragon more and more and more, the term Tail of the Dragon, because it's so famous now. It's world famous at this point, and even normal folks like my parents have heard of it.
Yeah.
So they're like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going down to the Smoky Mountains. And they're like, oh, what are you doing there? I'm riding motorcycles. And a lot of them will
Where are
even
you
ask,
riding motorcycles?
Are you riding the Tail of the Dragon? And they have no idea that it's just an 11-mile stretch of road that people call the Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah.
There's thousands of miles of good roads down here, and those 11 miles are cool,
it's like,
but not the only road.
How long would you say it takes to go from bottom to top and top to bottom? Like 15 minutes?
It depends
no,
on your pace.
it's 20 miles.
20 miles?
Yeah, if you just want to call it like from the gas station to the overlook, I don't know the exact mileage, but it's probably about 10. And if you go up and back, it's about 20, give or take. And if you consider that your average pace of most of your riders is probably somewhere in the 40 mile an hour range, I would say, it's going to take you 25 minutes to a half hour to complete. If you want to consider it that way, because, most of your average riders aren't going to hustle through their average speed of 60.
No.
You've also got traffic to contend with, too.
Yep.
That'll slow you down a lot. It's hard to get a clean run through there.
Very much so.
You gotta go at some weird days and some weird times.
Or if you're Captain Slow.
Well, if you're the one holding all the traffic up, then
It's
yeah,
very
Exactly.
clean.
It's a
clean.
very
You're
clean
having a great time.
experience. Absolutely. Well, so how did you decide what vehicles you were going to bring on this trip?
In my experience, the perfect mountains bike is 17-inch wheel. I prefer a longer travel suspension, something that sits upright, still very sporty, and has the ability to strap luggage, but I don't want a ton of luggage. I want very minimalist luggage, I'm running a tank bag and a tail bag. My bike has a luggage rack on it, so I can pop the tail bag on the luggage rack. That way I don't have to put it on the rear seat where it would hinder me. And a tank bag is a pretty small unit. I think it's 5 liter. My tank bag, I think, is a 5 liter tank bag.
Sounds about right.
So it's a pretty small unit, and it stays out of the way. My bike also has it's got a windscreen. It's a pretty small windscreen.
What type of a bike is it, Aaron?
KTM 890 SMT.
Thank you.
And I consider that the most ideal mountains bike. When you're in the mountains, you're going to spend 6 to 8 hours, maybe longer, riding, and you're going to deal with, like we've said, these roads are older, so there can be spots where there's broken pavement. There can be spots where there's just dips in the road and bumpy. The road can be dirty, full of dead limbs and tree foliage and all that. That's
Dead
kind of
squirrels.
Dead squirrels. So a super hyper focused machine, like I saw a guy riding a Ducati Panigale R, a V4R, which is a killer bike, but unless the surface is kind of perfect, the bike kind of sucks in the mountains.
Well, hold on. We saw somebody on a 2025 BMW S1000.
Completely eat shit in the dumbest
Poor
of
guy.
ways. For the folks listening, if you could imagine a parking lot, the guy came just hot into the parking lot, and he attempted to swing the bike in so he could back into the spot on the edge of the parking lot, but his front tire went off of the pavement and into this, there was,
Well, I don't know if it was off the pavement, but it was dirty. It was dirty pavement.
it was off the
Yeah, off the
pavement.
pavement.
That was off the pavement.
Yeah.
Just because he miscalculated it, and his front tire hit whatever that was. It was dead grass and dirt and crap, and as soon as his front tire hit it, just low side and boom, and it wasn't just a fall over, it slid a little bit. He was probably going, I don't know, 10 12 miles an hour by the time he hit it. And man, brand new 2025 S1000 RR.
Poor guy.
Poor fella. It didn't bust the engine case, but I didn't really pay attention to what other damage it did.
I mean, it didn't look terrible, but I'm sure it was several $1,000s worth if you took it to a shop.
Scuffed the fairings. That's
Yeah.
easily several $1,000s worth. What'd you ride down here, Nick?
I brought Julie. Julie is a 2010 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. That was my first bike. And honestly, the reason why I like that bike is if you're riding super sport, I don't care what you say, but 600 is the perfect platform because it has enough power to do whatever you want. It is easy to tip in and out of corners. You're not muscling it all day. And in my case, I've already crashed the thing, so I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's water under the bridge. So I don't really have to think, oh, like this is a really nice bike. Like I better be careful with it.
The first time you rode down here, you rode your
BMW.
your BMW
Yeah.
S1000.
Yeah.
Now that you've done it on Julie, which one do you prefer? Down here.
Well, so the other thing is, I mean, when I was here before, I'm trying to think how many miles we did in a day, but I feel like this time we definitely rode more, to the point where muscling and a 1000 around all day would have left me a lot more tired than dealing with Julie did. So yeah, I mean, I prefer the 600 100% of the time, to be honest with you, unless I need cruise control. That's it.
Would you have appreciated cruise control?
Not in the mountains.
Well, the thing is, when I am on the BMW, if I use cruise control, I just use it to like give my arm a break for a hot second, and then I'm just back at it. Like, I don't leave it on for extended periods of time. That's just 'cause I'm weird. Even in the car, like I don't use cruise control at all.
I am a cruise control aficionado, so
Yeah, I'm not.
I use the crap out of it. But in the mountains, it's difficult because even the highways, the 4-lane highways through here are like super curvy. So you're constantly going through curves and stuff. And if your pace is low enough, yeah, you can lock it in cruise, but it's still a little weird around some curves. So you have to stay vigilant and like know when to click your cruise off and go around the curve. Because last thing you want to do is like be putting it into a curve. The bike will naturally slow down because you're trying to change its direction, and the cruise control will throttle up when you're not like you're on corner entry. It's weird to be in corner entry and feel the bike throttle up.
Yeah.
Like it's very unsettling.
Yeah, so to any of the manufacturers that are our viewer, we want the 600 class back. Inline fours, feature set, please.
I don't want to be included in that.
No, that's just you. This is me.
I'm perfectly
Bring it
happy
back.
with my naked bikes.
Yeah, so Travis, you
middleweight
had
nakeds.
two very suitable choices. I mean, the Tiger is, I would think that's reasonable to bring here, and the Street Triple as well. How did you pick between the two?
Well, I like going spicy, and we did a little bit of spiciness. I was tempted to bring both bikes, but it wasn't gonna
It's a lot of faff.
be easy. And
Well, then how would you pick between the two? Like, I'm going to pick the Tiger today, and I'm going to pick the Street Triple tomorrow.
well, like, we did a faster day on the first day, and then we did a little bit of cruising, a little bit of more easier road riding. The Tiger does really well if we're not going ludicrous speed.
The Tiger, I'd say, falls off somewhere around 7/10.
Yeah.
And then once you click up into 8/10, 9/10, the Tiger's just out of its element. It's not a bike
Yeah.
for that.
It does really surprisingly well on the goat roads, though, because
Yeah.
it does really well soaking up the pavement.
That and off-road geometry, like adventure bikes have off-road geometry, kinda. It's not pure off-road geometry, but it's closer. Makes turn in, like slow speed turn in, a lot more effortless, but at the sacrifice of high speed stability.
Yep.
So, like high speed sweepers on an adventure bike, it's a little out of its element. Low speed technical corners are well within an adventure bike's range for sure.
Yeah.
Well, because my thing is, I've never felt like having a Super Sport was a disadvantage on any of the roads that we were on.
It is when you get into the super goat roady type technical
Which
stuff.
we didn't really do.
That stuff gets a little out of hand on a super sport, because it's going to be dirty, pavement's going to be broken, so you're going to have to really slow down because your suspension's so stiff, and then it'll be a lot of work to hustle that thing back and forth in that tight of corners.
Yeah, there's a lot of bouncing around. Like, LJ, for example, the road was kind of washboardy in
In
some
certain
areas.
places. Yeah,
and-
I did notice that. It was just kind of like,
Yeah, and like a lot of the bridge transitions were kind of ugly.
Charlie's Creek is really rough for that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And Charlie's Creek is like another Cheeseman favorite. And
Yep.
you know, like if we were going the other way on Charlie's Creek, did you see that one spot that was just like all dirt in the entire lane?
yes.
And
yes.
if you were coming the other way, you would have been
You would've
completely
ate
blind to
shit.
it. And yeah, but you would not believe how fast Cheeseman goes through that crap. And technically, Cheeseman's riding a bike that's not really appropriate for goat roads either. He's either riding his VFR 800 or his GSX-S 1000 GT Plus.
Does the Goldwing never come down here?
Yeah, his Goldwing comes down, and he rails on the Goldwing too. He'll rail through Charlie's Creek on the Goldwing. He just, even though his motorcycles aren't necessarily the most appropriate for that style of road, he's the rider that loves those roads. So he makes his motorcycles work on those roads. But they also don't have as stiff a suspension as your Super Sport. They're a little bit more plush than that.
Yeah.
But no.
But the Street Triple, I don't know. It's just that bike's really fun down here, and it's not really any less comfortable. Seating position wise, the seats about as comfortable. The lean to the bars for me is about the same for each bike, and the pegs are more comfortable on the Tiger. They are a bit lower, but I don't know. Just that bike is a lot of fun down here, so I like to bring it when I can. And the Tiger has been down here a ton of times. It's probably got 15,000 miles down here. So.
Well, with all of us bringing like sport bikes, like Jessica was on her 890 Duke R. Nick, you're on your Julie, your Ninja 600, your ZX6R. I would, if it was back when I had my adventure bike and I had my Super Duke, I would have also have chosen a Super Duke instead of my adventure bike, just because it matches well with what everybody else is bringing, but also the adventure bikes only really would come out down here for me if we're doing some exploratory riding, where we're like hitting roads that could possibly be really badly broken up and very, very lack of maintenance. Like they have kind of they're roads that have been replaced and the state just kind of quits taking care of them. I love exploring those roads, but you can't really do it on a sport bike. It just isn't really great. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way, but
Yeah.
it's definitely not ideal.
You run into a lot of spots where you end up having to turn around because it's impassable, or it turns to gravel, which happens quite a few times.
Yep.
And you also need to think about, well, if I'm exploring, I need to have a good range in case I get lost or I get out somewhere crazy that I didn't plan on being. So the venture bikes have bigger fuel tanks, and then you can carry snacks, waters, whatever with you, so you can keep yourself fueled up just in case you get out and you're out, in the dark or something. It's terrible to ride down here in the dark.
Exactly. Like a long time ago, Travis and I were doing a lot of exploratory riding down here, and we outfitted our bikes for it from previous experience. We carried luggage with us. Like I had like bigger luggage and like adventure bike luggage, but we also outfitted the bikes with lighting. You had to have lighting, because if you get caught out down here at night, that's the darkest you've ever ridden in.
It gets cold at night too.
Mm-hmm. So you always have to carry all your liners and everything.
I mean, just look behind us now. Can you see anything?
It's gonna be pitch black. Like there's no street lights. There's no cities to light up anything. It is just dark.
It is the darkest dark you've ever experienced.
And it's not only is there no like artificial lighting, there's you're usually passing through valleys in the woods. So there's not even like moonlight that gets through there. It's crazy dark.
Like if your headlight beam doesn't touch it, you cannot see it
At all. So it's nice to have like, fog lights that can have a lot of width to their spread. And you want to be able to blast high beam the whole way and stuff like. I mean, it's quite interesting riding in the dark down here. I've been caught out in it. The worst I ever had was years ago on a Cheeseman ride. I was on my Ducati Hyper Motard, which had a halogen headlamp, and it was not a good headlamp. And I was riding with Cheeseman, of course. Bobby Russell was there. And
Bobby Flay.
Bobby Russell, South Carolina.
Okay.
Um,
Bobby, South Carolina.
Yeah. And then Schmidt was with me. He was on his Husaberg Supermoto, which had a worse headlight than me.
I was surprised it had a headlight at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was road legal, and that was about it. Then Lou was on his KTM 625 SMC. Same problem. Horrible headlight. Just so between the three of us, I had the best headlight, and that wasn't very good. It was about like if Schmidt and Lou's were like flicking a Bic lighter and holding that in front of you, mine was at least like a candle. You know, that's about what I had in front of me. We're going so slow. What ended up happening was me, Schmidt, and Lou got separated from Cheeseman and Bobby somehow, some way. I don't know how. So Cheeseman and Bobby, they started heading back towards the motel, and we started heading back towards the motel. I don't even know where we were, but we had to make it back to Maggie Valley, and it probably took us an hour and 20 minutes to get back in the pitch black dark, and I'm leading, and the entire time I had to keep my visor up.
Yep.
Because I had a mirror tint visor with me, of course. So I had my visor up the whole time. So I'm blind from the wind making my eyes water. And I got no freaking headlamp. And I was like, never again. I'm never going to the mountains like that ever again.
Yep.
So I always make sure to carry like a clear visor, or at least have some solution that's better than a tinted visor. And I make sure to have lighting on the bike if I'm doing exploring riding.
Yeah, it gets dark.
Yeah, very.
Yep, it's a good time. We went across the Cherahala many a times in
Oh,
the dark.
You want to talk about one?
Did you achieve the speed limit?
Yes, at night we were rolling the speed limit. Because the speed limit's only like 40.
Yeah.
So we were going like 45 at night or so. But it happened to be a full moon when we were there.
So you got lucky.
And on the Cherahala, since you're riding the ridge, you do
get moonlight there.
You do get moonlight there.
You
so
don't get it at the ends, though, when you drop back down in
No.
the woods. And we were crawling like 25, 30 mile an hour through there,
Yep.
terrified.
And it's 50 miles across the Cherahala. We were staying in Tellico Plains, and we were meeting up with the Cheeseman crew who was staying in Maggie Valley. We were riding 100 miles each way. We were going home at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and we were getting back to Tellico Plains at like dang near midnight. Every freaking day. It was wild. We were dumb. It was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it was an experience.
And when we were doing it, neither one of us had fog lights, none of that stuff.
Yeah, we had pretty bad lights. I mean, you had the Versus at the time, which didn't have a great light.
No.
It was halogen. The Z900 I had was halogen.
Halogen,
It was okay,
Halogen.
but it wasn't good.
Short A.
What else was there? You did have the
I had the Super
Super
Duke.
Duke, and that had the best headlight. Which
It had the best headlight, but that's not saying much.
the bar's not very high for that.
You know,
All motorcycle headlights are atrocious.
not until you get behind his Tiger. Jesus, that thing freaking lights the world up, man. It is awesome
Well, yeah,
headlights.
for ADV dads around the world.
Dude, I'll give it to the ADV dads. They got it figured out. That stuff works, man. Like, you can light the freaking road up with those things. It's awesome. I love following that Tiger because we came down kind of shortly after that trip where we were riding the Cherahala, the Tellico Plains. I think it was that winter actually. And when we came down, I put fog lights on my Versus because I was like, I ain't going down there without this stuff. And even then, like, mine wasn't near as good as his. So there were definitely parts when I was like, hey, Travis, can you lead this section? Because it is real dark.
Yeah. Yeah, the headlights pretty good on that thing, and then it had the road fog lights as well, which helped a lot. So it was better, but it wasn't perfect.
But I don't put fog lights and stuff on my sport bikes that I use for the mountains, because I only ride those in the daylight, and I make sure that we're going to be out in the daylight. Like we're going to get home before it gets night. 'Cause I don't feel like getting caught out in the mountains on a sport bike at night. It's just not a good experience.
Yeah, not a good idea.
I'd rather not.
Too many creatures in the night.
Way too many creatures.
Too many harlots.
Lions
then-
and tigers and bears.
I'll talk about one controversial thing in the mountains, and that is passing.
Your favorite.
I pass indiscriminately in the mountains. When I come here, it's my vacation. I'm not out here to be polite. I am out here to have fun. And if you're hindering my fun, you're getting passed. And my philosophy is you can make it, if I'm passing you, it's your choice. And if you're going to make it a hard pass or a soft pass. If you make it a soft pass, I give you a nice wave when I go by. I'm appreciative. Thank you very much. You recognize that I'm here having fun and you're here to get out of the way because you know that you don't want to hinder my fun. And I really appreciate those folks who do that. So I acknowledge them. It's the dicks that want to hold me back. It's not their choice whether they get passed or not. That's happening. But now the choice that they get is hard pass or soft pass, and now they've made it a hard pass. Especially the people that are on motorcycles, specifically, like, I know it's stereotypical at this point, but it's Harleys. Those guys their ego's too big, and they will always try to fight you. Well, you're getting past Hoss. And
Hold on to Barb.
It's going to be a rough one.
Yep. We've
Bite the pillow. I'm going in dry.
We've done some rough ones. There was
I've done it on the inside on a right-hander. That's a rough pass. I stuffed someone going into a right-hander. I admit that one's a little aggressive.
what was the one guy? It was a couple years ago on the Honda Goldwing trike.
Oh yeah.
What would we call him? What was his name?
That was Paul Tuttle.
Paul Tuttle. That's
Yeah, that was
Paul
Paul
Tuttle.
That was Paul Tuttle. Paul Tuttle. We're on Waya. That's where we were. We're coming up. We're coming up Waya, heading towards Franklin. And dude, Cheeseman, he also passes indiscriminately. Cheeseman did not hesitate.
That's where we got it from.
Yeah, Cheeseman knows how to do this. And Cheeseman just doesn't even hesitate. He didn't even think about it. He just passes this dude as we're flying. Dude's probably doing in the realm of about 30, 35. Cheeseman, I'm right behind Cheeseman, and we'd got the group separated a little bit because of traffic.
Yep.
You know, we were passing other cars. And Cheeseman and I come up on this Goldwing trike with Paul Tuttle and his wife on the back.
Paul Tuttle.
So Miss Tuttle was on the back.
Barb
And
Tuttle.
Barb Tuttle. Again, Cheeseman doesn't even hesitate. And we're probably rolling 70, 75. And these guys are going like 30, 35. It's a pretty big delta there. Like, that's a lot of speed differential. And Cheeseman just hops around in the left lane, goes around him. I just followed Cheeseman through. Didn't even think anything of it. There happened to be some oncoming that was also coming towards us. So I kind of chopped it in a little bit tight on Paul Tuttle.
Oh,
Like,
man.
I felt like if I stuck my elbow out, I would have hit his handlebar. It was a little tight. Like, I'm a dick. Like, that happened. But again, get up the road, don't think much of it. And once I got past him, I stopped thinking about him. I kind of forgot he existed. The rest of the group came through because, like I said, we got separated a little bit. And I know the entire group passed Paul Tuttle too. So Cheeseman and I pissed him off, and then here comes the rest of the group to just light him on fire. And at the end of Wire Road is an abandoned gas station that we usually pull over into just to make sure that the group groups back up and then we can head on. So we pull in. Cheeseman's got his helmet off. Dick Wessel was there. Dick Wessel's at the time was 77 or 78 years old, and Bobby Russell. There was a lot of like guys
Old
there.
people.
Yeah, and they're all white hairs, but they can all rip. They all ride, man. And
So by white hairs, you mean people like you and Travis?
oh, they're way
Worse
whiter
than
than
us.
Yeah, way whiter. than
Solid
us.
white, like Ollie white.
Yeah, they're solid white. And they're all, helmets off, getting their stuff together. And then the rest of the group pulls up. A bunch of riffraff.
And
And we're
Paul
all,
Tuttle and Barb Tuttle.
and then finally, after we'd been there for a while and people were smoking cigarettes or whatever,
Cigarettes?
well, yeah, Cheeseman smoked cigarettes. Chris Cobb was probably smoking weed. That's Chris Cobb. Anyways, here comes Paul Tuttle pulling into the parking lot, and what did he say? Who the fuck do you think you are?
Yep.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing was, all of us kind of looked up and looked at him. No one acknowledged him. And then we all just went right back to doing what we were doing. No one said a word to him. We're just like, whatever, dude. And he said, I don't remember what the hell he ran it off. Something like,
Ran off something about his wife.
yeah, something about his wife. Like
Barb.
I got my wife on the back or something.
Yeah,
I
he,
don't
was,
know.
he stood up on the thing,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, like to stand over us or
Yeah.
whatever. I think when he pulled up, he didn't realize there was going to be 70-year-olds on that
Yeah.
ride. You know, like he rolls up thinking like we're going to be some 20-something punks. There's like 70-year-old dudes. Dude's way older than he was.
Yeah.
I don't think he expected that. So he was kind of like, oh, shit. And then he goes to storm out of there, you know, like 'cause he's mad or whatever, like revs it up and like dumps the clutch and damn near puts it into the trees across the road. It was just like, dude,
Gotta
chill.
love that.
Yeah, like I'll pass pretty indiscriminately down here. And again, it's up to the passee whether it's going to be a hard pass or soft pass. And I think that's how I just treat all of it down here. Now, there's certain things I give respect to because I don't have it in me. A school bus, I don't pass.
Yeah, I think you've done that before.
I have, and I was not comfortable with it. Ambulances, things like that, emergency vehicles, I don't pass.
Well, they ideally should be going faster than you.
Well, when they're cruising with their lights off, when they're just, you know, cruising around. But I've seen them be passed. I'm like, dude, that's a little too gnarly for me.
But would you pass a funeral procession?
If it was a funeral procession, I honestly would probably turn and go the other way. I just wouldn't even deal
Because
with
it's
them.
going to be slow for a long time.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
probably wouldn't. Either that or I'd pull off and just hang out and let them get up the road.
Pay your respects.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't be a total dick, but if they're like solo single vehicles and they're normal vehicles, they're not emergency vehicles, they're not school buses, things like that,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm gonna pass them. And Eric Schmidt got a couple of years ago. You were here for that one, right? When he passed the cop car,
Yeah, because we watched
Oh,
him do it.
no.
him and Bobby Russell.
Yep.
So like I don't remember where I was in line of the group of guys. But Cheeseman wasn't leading at that point because either that or Cheeseman wasn't there for the day. That could have been one of the days that Cheeseman didn't ride
I don't think he was there, no.
for that portion.
At least for that portion. That might have been one of the years where he was having his knee trouble
Yeah,
and
his knee
stuff,
troubles
and he
and
wasn't
stuff.
riding. He was
Yeah.
back at camp.
So we're going up 28. It happened
Going up 28.
Yeah, because we went down to that next church. As we come up behind this car, I'm behind Schmidt. Bobby Russell had just passed all of us because
he was up front.
That section of 28 has sweepers, and it's like one of Bobby Russell's favorite sections of road. So Bobby Russell's ready to do the Russell hustle, you know, and when Bobby Russell comes through, he's going to do some pray to Jesus passes. Like he will pass any right-hander on the outside.
A blind right-hander.
Freaking crazy. We come up on this car, and it's a white Dodge Charger.
So you got to check it out before you proceed.
Yeah, it's very sus. Sus ain't a bum party.
Yeah.
And no one, I knew better. I knew not to just,
We were all, because we were on comms, we were talking about it. We were like, I don't know.
Yeah, we were
it
all
looks
like,
like
I
a cop
don't
to me.
know.
Like, I wouldn't mess with it. And as soon as we
while
said
we're saying that,
they both step out.
Bobby Russell and Schmidt just around him.
There was a passing zone.
And it
How long until the lights passed?
as they were passing by, the lights came on. And we were like, oh no. So both of them, Bobby Russell and Eric Schmidt, they pull off, and there happened to be a church right there. So they pull off into a church. The rest of the group we cruise up the road a bit,
Yeah, as you should.
and then we pull off at the next available thing to pull off at was, of course, another church. So we're hanging out in this other church's parking lot.
The
We were
pastor
probably
comes
there
out.
30 minutes.
Yeah, we were there for a while waiting on them, and then finally they come up the road. We hear them coming, and they pull in, and we're like, "What happened?" And they were like, "Oh, they let us go," and I was like, "Dude, I'm shocked they let you go." And they said, "Well, technically, the reason we got let go was it happened to be a passing lane. They got that lucky." Like,
Yeah, didn't they say that Bobby made a completely legal pass? Everything was fine.
technically, Schmidt didn't.
Didn't. He clipped the line as he was coming back over. Was all it was. Like 20 feet shorter, and he'd have been fine.
So, and they were just hassling them and making sure that they're being safe and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, like, put it this way: if you come up on a blank white Charger,
Or nowadays a Durango.
a Durango or a Ford Explorer, like,
Sometimes they're that champagne color and stuff too.
put some thought into it before you
Yeah.
just go and make the pass.
Do a full eval before you decide it's the Sussalem party.
Yeah, but when it comes to bikes, man, it's just non-discriminatory, full on. You're getting passed.
Well, and like they want to get bent about it sometimes, but it's like you're here to be on a vacation. We're here to be on a vacation. We want to go faster than you. If we go by you, it doesn't harm you in the slightest, and we are gone out of sight by the next corner.
And use the pull-offs if they're there.
Yeah, that's been my whole argument because I've been yelled at 6 ways from Sunday from all kinds of people. Or they catch up to me at the next stop or whatever. And, "Oh, you passed me. You're a dick," or whatever. And I'm like, look, if you just let me by, I'm gone. In the first corner, you'll never see me again. I just check out.
Yep.
I'm gone. I'll no longer be riding up your ass in your mirrors, and you'll feel the pressure from me. You'll no longer have that. If you just let me by and then just live your life, you'll enjoy yourself much better than if you sit there and fight me on it. Because I've had people fight me on it, and when they fight me on it, it doesn't end well for them. I've made guys crash down here. I've full on have made guys. I'm like, if you want to play that game, we'll play that game. And that's how it is. Yeah, and I don't feel bad about it one bit. They had the choice. They could have just let me by. But instead, they wanted to turn the wick up and try to play games and try to enter corners like I enter corners. Okay. We can do that.
You can drag them into some corners that they can't handle. They're not prepared for.
Yep. Or push them into them.
Yeah, I mean, and they make the decision to do that. It's not like you forced them.
Exactly.
Like, they made the decision to ride outside of their comfort zone.
And, there's plenty of times when I'm riding and I don't feel like going fast. So I'm just chilling. Just chilling, going up the road. I've even done it on the tail of the dragon. I've chilled on that road plenty of times.
Yep.
And as I'm chilling, I'm going, 35 mile an hour or whatever. A fast guy comes flying up behind me. And I usually notice right away, but there's been a time or two when I've been mid-corner and didn't notice right away. But then I look in my mirror and I go, oh, fast guy. And I don't do any weird jerky motions. I just gently kind of drift in the lane to the right just slightly. And then I stick my left hand out and I give him a little tiny wave. Like, come on by whenever you're ready, man. And then I just hold my line and I hold my pace. And as I'm coming out of corners, I don't accelerate hard. I just kind of just gently, and I let them go around. And usually when they come around me nice and soft and give me a wave.
Yep.
And that's that. And then they go on and enjoy their time. I'm still enjoying my time. Everything's great.
Cruising
For a bruising.
I was going to say that. Well, any
Final thoughts?
parting shots? If you haven't been here, you should come here.
Yeah, it's a good time.
100%. Stay.
Don't come when the leaves change.
Oh, I'm going to come.
Do not come.
Yeah, that is a good point. Don't come when the leaves. Whenever there's fall colors in the air, do not stay the hell away from here.
Because A, there's leaves all over the roadway, and B, there's just slow people looking at leaves.
Yeah, it's not the leaves you have to worry about.
I would worry about the leaves.
It's the New Englanders, the leaf lookers. Awful.
Getting their preview to their leaves.
Ugh.
The pre-leaves.
Well, but also you don't want leaves in the roadway.
Well, hell, the locals talk about the leaf lookers like it's awful. You can't even get around anywhere.
Here we go.